What's up, Star Kids? Jaron Ikner here with another video. I wanted to talk to you guys about my recent short I just put up that talks about Black Shaggy in the brand new Mindy Kaling produced HBO Max Scooby-Doo series. This whole topic about black characters replacing white characters has been a very sensitive topic across the internet, and you guys really did not hold back on the comment section of this video. So I figured I'd read through some of these comments and maybe talk about it a little bit and maybe dissect what the real issue is and see why you guys are so upset. Let's go ahead and take a look what we got here. I actually sorted these comments by top comments, and we'll take a look at some of those first, and then we'll look at some of the newer comments and see where we land. This first comment here is from Avery J. Awesome, and he says, I think we should stop turning characters black and just make some new damn characters that are black. And honestly, I actually agree with that. If you guys ever see me argue on my Facebook page, which is almost every day at this point, I talk constantly about how there are so many fresh ideas and so many people out there with new takes on new characters. And it's not really necessary to take characters that are beloved and change the color of them or change their ethnicity or whatever for the sake of pandering to new audiences, when new audiences will just appreciate the characters that you guys make that are brand new based off of that. Mindy Kaling could have made a brand new, I don't know, detective-based teenager angst type of show in the same vein as Scooby-Doo with brand new characters, and I think it would have worked just as well as rebooting Scooby-Doo. Now, the show's not even out yet, so we'll see what happens when it all hits the fan, but a lot of people are upset at the fact that they're taking characters that they've known and loved and just simply changing the color palette just for the sake of doing it. I see that a lot of people are upset about this, so that's why we're talking about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, if you're watching this video, please subscribe. A lot of you guys are watching this video right now and not subscribing to my page. What the F? Literally 95% of you guys come to my videos, watch a lot of the video, and then dip. Weird. Anyways, a kidney rapper 445, and she says, if Fred was black, saying gang would have severe consequences in the Twitter community. And that's actual facts. And now in my video that I posted, I actually did suggest that instead of making Shaggy black, they should have went ahead and made Fred black. I think that would have been way more interesting, simply because of the fact that we would have got like a Carlton type of vibe. I think they would have played well with other characters on the screen, but alas, Fred is played by Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You guys may be familiar with that show. I'm not actually mad at that casting, but it would have been a much more interesting take than making Shaggy black. And I might be wrong. I don't know. Nick, his name is just Nick. He says, Twitter is going to have a field day on this one. LMAO. And that's a fact. Twitter is already all over the place. Just go to Twitter. I'm not even going to talk about that. And I'll probably save it for my next Black People Twitter video, because I'm sure this will be a big topic on that video all over the place. But what's interesting about it is the fact that the reaction to this is so strong, especially with Ariel becoming black as well and all these other characters. You're starting to see kind of ad nauseum with the whole idea of just taking these characters and just swapping the palette. Is it really necessary? It really feels like pandering. I actually made a post about this on my Facebook page in regards to the new Game of Thrones. Apparently, I haven't even watched the show yet, so you guys can go ahead and rip me up if you feel like it. But apparently, there's a whole race of people that are like pirates or something that are all black. And honestly, the show didn't really feature black characters. I'm talking about the original Game of Thrones. Didn't really feature black characters in that original show. So the fact that they put black characters in this show feels weird. And I might be wrong. Like I said, there might be some people who've read all the Game of Thrones and know George R.R. Martin by like their homies or some shit. The point is that if you don't have a connection with the character beyond the story, I don't think there's a real necessary reason to change the color. That said, there is the need for representation. You guys have probably seen the video of all the little girls watching the Little Mermaid trailer and the reaction to it and how they feel like, oh, that's me, etc., so forth. And yes, that is extremely important, especially to the youth. If the youth can look at characters and see themselves, it's a good way for them to grow and evolve and basically expand their imagination. I'm all for that. However, this Mindy Kaling show is not for kids. It's an HBO Max show that's supposed to be very racy and basically a very sexual take on Velma. It's not for kids. It's for people like me who grew up with Shaggy being white with red hair and a beard, probably smoking weed in the van. So for them to make it black, it feels like it's just like, hey, maybe we can pull in some black people by doing that. And I might be wrong, I don't know. Let me know what you think, because I mean, I'm just reading your guys' comments, and I wasn't gonna sit here and type all this. I figure I make a video instead, because one, I get that sweet clout, but two, it also gives me a chance to talk to my community in a way that shows that I care. This guy says, "Bruh, that's not even close to Shaggy. That's some random black dude in a green shirt that literally looks nothing like him." The comment below that says, "Bruh, that's not Shaggy, that's Shiggy." Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the character design is actually probably the biggest flaw in all this, is that the character looks nothing like Shaggy at all whatsoever. And a lot of that has to do with the skin tone. But honestly, how are you going to portray Shaggy the way that you would envision him being black without coming off like severely racist? Because if he smokes weed or whatever, he probably would have had dreadlocks, etc. and so forth. But they made him look more clean cut, which I guess is cool. I'm not mad at this decision, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of people are, because of the fact that it doesn't look like Shaggy. And they're not even using his name Shaggy so far, at least in the promo. They're using his real name, Norval. And I'm sure that's going to play a role in the story, because this is probably some type of prequel type of vibe. I don't even know, but I guess we will see when this all comes out. Let's look at some of the newer comments. These are comments that just hit my page over the last couple of minutes. Let's see what you guys are saying right now. Rox Glax says, "A couple of changes, they says." Yeah, I mean, they made a lot more than a couple of changes, that's for sure. And I'm actually pretty interested in how they plan on portraying these characters. I think with the trailer teaser that we got with Velma, they're taking a very interesting kind of Valley Girl social media angle with it, which I don't think really works very well. But it seems like all these character dynamics are basically like a whole reboot of the entire mythos of Scooby-Doo. And you know what? Screw it. They're all fake characters anyways. It'd be different if there was like Timothy Chalamet starring as Malcolm X, right? That would make a lot of people mad. But at the end of the day, these characters are all made up. So you can only get so upset about it without coming off as goofy. But if it bothers you that much, you can petition change.org, right? They did it with Sonic. They can do it with this show too, if you really want to. But is it worth it? That's the question. I think people are generally upset because Shaggy is the most associated with being a stoner, and even hinting or making jokes about smoking weed in live action films. So making him black is kind of playing off a kind of offensive stereotype depending on how they handle the character in the show. That is a very good point. That's a very good point. I mean, Shaggy, at least stereotypically in the way that he's portrayed, he does come off as a stereotypical stoner. And in the movies, it's implied that he smokes weed. So why did they make the black character the one that smokes weed? It gets deep. It gets deep. Let's see what John O'Brien has to say about this. John O'Brien says, and I quotes, "How about we stop turning white people into other races and make new ones? Because it's nothing but a woke agenda." And this brings me to the climax of this video. What is the woke agenda? What does it mean when people say that? What is this woke agenda? Because I feel like this word woke was definitely not what it was when it was invented. And now it's actually like co-opted to be like this word of hate to describe someone who is aware, I guess. Let's actually go to Google real quick. I'm going to Google woke agenda meaning, and we're going to see what pops up here. What is the woke agenda? Okay, so this says, we're going to read some of these and see what this says here. Make this bigger so you guys can see it. Clickety clack, click, click. Woke is simply LBGT, BLM, and feminism all rolled into one pile of dog poo. It has nothing to do with reality, just wishful thinking and brainwashing. The agenda is hate against straight heterosexual relationships, white people, and masculinity. The elites want the next generation to become submissive pussies with no balls. That's very, very bold. And the thing about it, when you think about the woke agenda, I understand what people are saying when they talk about this. And honestly, I'm really trying to tiptoe around this whole topic because of the fact that, one, I'm not trying to take any sides particularly. As you guys can see, I'm a black male in America. Do I necessarily agree with all the things that black people say in this country? No, I'm not a hive mind person. Do I believe in the concept of being woke? To a degree, yes, I do believe that it's possible to have a certain level of awareness in this country to make you understand issues in a way that is different than being just ignorant from them, which a lot of people in this country are. However, I do think that there's a certain point where woke became marketing. And one of the biggest examples I can think of this, and actually this really made me upset, was when George Floyd was killed. And all of a sudden, every corporation and every video game and every TV show and every commercial and every billboard was preaching black lies. And I remember going on to, Red Dead Redemption 2. I had just bought the game and I was playing it, enjoying myself. And I turn on the game and there's just a big message that say Black Lives Matter and we're here for you, and the screen's all black. And a lot of black people, we deal with this ad nauseum of this fake attention that honestly we don't really need. What we really need as black people in this country is love, respect, and understanding. What we don't need is for you to change the color of our character, to change Shaggy to black or change Ariel to black. And yes, it's important for representation, but like I said at the top of the video, what's even more important for representation is being able to have us tell our original stories through our voices, through our means, to the audiences that want to see them. And that's really what it comes down to when I hear this whole woke agenda thing. Yes, there is a certain level of pandering that is happening that we're seeing. And honestly, it's kind of a lot. It's kind of overkill. If you're just a black person in America just trying to live, trying to survive, you don't need to see Shaggy be black to feel better in this country. What would probably feel better would be more black creators, people like me and others out there creating stories that connect with people in new ways. Because when you take someone like Shaggy, especially one that is a stereotypical stoner, quote unquote, and lazy, quote unquote, and kind of a doofus, quote unquote, and you make them black, what are you really saying to the people who you think that you're pandering to? Because if you really wanted to make it about the woke agenda, then you would have made Fred black, or you would have made Daphne black, right? But you made Shaggy black. And there's a lot of undertones beneath that when you really try to dissect that. And I could make a whole other video about that, but we're not going to. We're just going to leave it there. Because at the end of the day, when I see this thing about the woke agenda, I see it as excuses for people to not understand what the point is. But at the same time, corporations, the media, et cetera, so forth, are exploiting this in a way that aren't genuine to the people that they're trying to address. And that's my word on that. That's my monologue. Yeah. If you guys like these videos, make sure you subscribe. I got a lot more content coming. I'm finally working on the Spider-Man 4 pitch. If you guys saw my reel, short, whatever the hell it's called, I announced that the Spider-Man 4 release date is coming out here soon. And I believe it's coming out in 2024. So we're going to get this video out here pretty quick. So over the next couple weeks, if you want to hear the Spider-Man 4 MCU pitch with Tom Holland, subscribe to my page. It's going to be dropping here soon. You'll get it here first. It's pretty fire. I actually really enjoy it. A lot of people who've read it said they enjoy it. So, it'll be worth your time to hit the subscribe button. Right? Or not. I don't even know. Let's get to a couple more comments and then we will get up out of here. Nano Machine Sun says, what next? They will make Black Panther white or Captain America Mexican? Well, I mean, Captain America's black now. So that's a weird comment because Captain America is literally not white anymore. Black Panther white, it's possible. Especially with the announcement that the cast of the Black Panther came out and said that no one has guessed the identity of Black Panther. And so now black people Twitter is spinning off it out of control. They're saying that it might be Brie Larson. They're saying it might be Emma Stone. Y'all are wild. Let's see here. Fred, this is from Generic Randomness. Fred would be a much better choice for race change. He's basically a nothing character with little to no personality in most iterations, outside the let's split up gang and setting traps, which works well in most cases, but leads them to him being largely uninteresting. And I absolutely agree with that. I think that Fred would have been a much better choice to make black. But, you know, it is what it is. I think that a lot of it, like I said, it feels kind of pandering, but it feels like they didn't get it right. And I'm going to save most of my judgment for the show when it actually comes out. But, you know, they're not landing this plane right now. It's kind of shaky. We'll see how it goes. We'll read one more comment. This one's pretty funny because it's true. Why does he have the same hairstyle as Black Shaggy? Yeah, I guess Black Shaggy does kind of look like me a little bit. Let me see. Let me actually bring up a picture of Black Shaggy real quick, and we'll see if we can do like a side-to-side situation here. I mean, that is essentially me. Let's see. Can we get the side-to-side here? We're going to go right here, and then we'll do this. Like that. Yeah. I mean, we literally have the same barber for the most part. We got the natty hair. We got the fade going on there. And we got the beard. So, yeah, I mean, I guess they might have modeled Black Shaggy after me. I wish they would have had me do the voice. I mean, I like to smoke weed, too. So, you know, I would have been a good choice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey. Anyways, this is a good place to stop. I love you guys so much for watching these videos. Shout out to all my Star Kids. We got some Star Kid merch actually in the works for y'all. For all 600 of y'all, wherever. I think we're at 500 subscribers right now. But we love each and every one of you. And we're going to have a merchandise for you guys to have cool shirts like me. This shirt right here is actually from my movie The Bond, which is actually out now on Tubi. If you watch the movie, then you know what this means. And if you haven't, then you're just out of the loop. So go check out The Bond. I'll actually put a link in the comment section. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Peace out, Star Kids. Later.